Today's project will be to install a heater into the battery bank. So what I'm going to do is put the heater underneath all of the cells, and that should hopefully just heat it to about roughly 3 Celsius in winter, just to keep them above zero, because if you charge these types of batteries at any temperature below zero, they'll be destroyed. So I'll show you what I've got for that. This is a 24 metre long soil warming cable, so that's what's going to be put underneath the batteries, and well, 24 metres of it is heated. I think 25 metres is meaning the power cord, and it's 120 watts, so that should be fine. My old battery heater was about, I think it's about 30 watts, which was on the small LifePo 4 bank, and that took quite a while to heat it up, so 120 watts should be fine for just trace heating the battery bank. But unfortunately what I'm going to have to do is take all of the cells out and then lay this heater in and then put all the cells on top of it, so it's going to be quite a big job. Currently I'm using my electric bike batteries as a solar battery bank, and they're quite low anyway, so they should be able to hold enough power. Plus I'm using a grid tie inverter just to keep them down so they don't overcharge. Well then, I've nearly finished removing the 144 bolts, so I've just got a few here to do, and I might actually just swap around the order of the batteries. I've written the row number on each one, so I might just muck around with the order, and it might actually cause them all to balance out. But since I've installed them, they stayed in balance to within about 0.006 volts, so that's fine. And that's without my modules, my balancer modules ever even coming online. I've not even been charging them up to 4 volts. Especially with it coming into autumn now, they just very rarely see even 4 volts. They usually sit around roughly 3.9 per cell, 3.8, and occasionally 3.5 when I bring them right down, when I empty all the power into the grid while I'm charging the car. So I should have them all removed soon. So what's going to happen now is I'm just going to lay the heating element along the bottom where the batteries were, and I'll just be taping it down with duct tape basically, and just securing it that way. And it'll take a bit of messing about to get the lengths exactly right, and the spaces between each sort of loop, but I'll be able to figure it out. Here is where I'm up to so far. I think I'm definitely going to have more than enough heating cable to do this whole thing. I've already got the first set of batteries in, just sitting on top of the cable there, and I've still got a big pile of it behind me, so I reckon what I'll do with the excess is just maybe just wrap it around the outside of the bank and then just stick it to the outside of the cells. But I'm hoping to get as much of it as possible on the bottom. That way we'll get a nice even heat. I only want to heat them to about maybe 5 Celsius anyway. Well, here is my final layout. I had to kind of adjust the spacing a bit as I got to the end of the heating cable so I could get it all fitted in, but that's worked out reasonably well. What I'll do is I'll put the temperature sensor on the outside of the bank, so I'll probably just stick it to, or just shove it down one of the holes on near the outside, because as it gets colder, the outside of the battery bank is obviously going to get cold first before the inside, so we want to ensure that at least the outside of the battery bank is maintained at about 3 Celsius, and that should do fine. So I've just got to get all those bolts put back in again and everything put back together. Well, that's all installed now, and I did plug it in and test it and found that it drew about 200 watts, so that's fine. So that will keep the batteries certainly above freezing in the winter. So I've been at this for hours, so I'm just trying to get all the rest of the bolts in, and then I'm maybe going to just redo my battery management idea. I'm thinking about just making up some sort of connector so it's easy for me just to access and measure all the voltages just from here. I'll just attach a connector block of 8 connections here. For a 7-cell battery you'll have 8 connections, so I'll be able to just measure the voltages easily. And I might attach the balancers up that way, I'm not too sure though. Well, that's everything all done now, and the power consumption, as you can see, of the heater is 190 watts roughly, and I'm just doing a little bit of cell balancing. There's just one cell block that's slightly lower than others, and I'm just using this step down converter powered from an isolated power supply just to bring that cell up, and any cells that are too high I'll just make up some sort of resistor nichrome thing which I could just plug in each one and then balance them out, and that way of balancing is really accurate because I could do it manually myself, but it's a lot of hassle. But my management modules, I'll eventually just have them on that pillar there, sort of mounted vertically, just up and down there on a board probably, or maybe around to the side so I don't hit them if anything. So that's all installed and working. I'll just need to remove the plug from that and put a temperature controller on it, and then that should hopefully do it.